Attention fans! Fabrizio Romano confirms that a Liverpool star wants to leave before the transfer deadline. Alexander Isak could miss out on Liverpool's move after an $81 million bid is submitted. Urgent! Liverpool is set to sign a 25-year-old target who has a gentleman's agreement with his club. Kostas Tsimikas is edging closer to leaving Liverpool, with Roma emerging as one of the main contenders after a late twist in negotiations. The 29-year-old Greek left-back has fallen down the pecking order under Arne Slot, now behind Andy Robertson and the newly signed Milos Kerkez. With limited opportunities and no clear path to regular minutes, Tsimikas is determined to find playing time elsewhere. At the start of the transfer window, Liverpool stood firm. Only a permanent transfer would be considered. However, according to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the club has softened its stance and is now open to letting the player leave on a simple loan deal without an obligation to buy, a subtle but impactful shift in negotiations. Roma has approached the situation cautiously. The Serie A side initially preferred a deal with a purchase option, seeking long-term value. But with Liverpool now open to a short-term loan, the Italian club sees a chance to strengthen its defense, an area of well-known weakness, without a long-term commitment. Whether Roma acts quickly enough remains to be seen as the transfer window nears its end. Tsimikas' current role has already shifted significantly. He was left out of the Community Shield squad against Crystal Palace, where Slot preferred Kerkez alongside Robertson. That exclusion continued into Liverpool's Premier League opener against Bournemouth, signaling that the Greek international is no longer in the manager's plans. His rapid fall from reliable backup to expendable squad member marks a clear shift in his status. While Tsimikas' future remains uncertain, Liverpool is actively reshaping its squad behind the scenes. Midfielder James McConnell, 20, has joined Ajax on a season-long loan after signing a new 5-year deal with Liverpool. The transfer, valued at €1.5 million, around £1.2 million, reflects the Dutch club's belief in his potential. Meanwhile, Stefan Bajsetic's situation is still unresolved. Girona has shown interest in signing him, but Liverpool appears more inclined to continue his development at Las Palmas, where he spent last season on loan. These moves highlight Liverpool's calculated approach to the final stretch of the window: strategic squad trimming, development-focused loans, and carefully considered exits. At the center of this process, Tsimikas remains a key figure, with his fate likely to be decided in the coming days. Brentford is reportedly preparing a significant offer for Maximilian Bayer of Borussia Dortmund, which could pave the way for Yoane Wissa to join Newcastle. Wissa wants the move and has already signaled his intention by making himself unavailable for Brentford's squad. At Newcastle, he is seen as a direct replacement for Callum Wilson, though the club is also considering signing another striker if they choose to sell Alexander Isak. Isak, meanwhile, continues to push for a move to Liverpool before the transfer window closes on Monday. However, the complexity of the deal and the tight timeline make it increasingly difficult. Newcastle remains busy in the market. The club is targeting Jørgen Strand Larsen from Wolves and is expected to submit a third bid for the 25-year-old striker after 2 previous offers were rejected, the latest worth $74 million. If deals for Strand Larsen and Wissa are finalized, Newcastle could finally be ready to greenlight Isak's move to Liverpool. Still, Isak's future hangs in the balance. The striker has refused to play under Eddie Howe this season, adding to speculation around his exit. Simultaneously, the Mail journalist Craig Hope reports that Newcastle is nearing a surprise deal for Nick Woltemade of Stuttgart, a player previously expected to join Bayern Munich earlier in the window and reportedly only interested in the Bavarians. Woltemade's potential arrival adds another piece to Newcastle's attacking puzzle. Should the Magpies complete the signings of Wissa, Strand Larsen, and Woltemade, Isak's departure becomes not only possible, but likely.
Meanwhile, Isak's situation continues to draw attention in Sweden. He has been called up for international duty and may speak to the Swedish press next week. The Swedish Football Federation has indicated he will fulfill media obligations, potentially giving the striker a platform to explain his position and motivations for wanting to leave Newcastle. According to Swedish outlet Aftonbladet, the relationship between Isak and Newcastle is described as a prolonged conflict. Last week, Newcastle executives visited the player at his residence for private talks, but the club has made no official comment since. Internally, Isak's fitness is also a concern. Having missed preseason and match action, his condition has declined. Manager Eddie Howe admitted that the striker isn't ready for 90 minutes, but praised his professionalism and mental strength. Isak's future at the club remains uncertain, and his reintegration will depend on how the coming days unfold, especially with the World Cup on the horizon. In the meantime, Newcastle continues to work behind the scenes to find a resolution before the window closes.
Crystal Palace and England national team defender Mark Gahey could be on his way to Liverpool before the end of the transfer window. According to Football Insider, the 25-year-old has a gentleman's agreement with Palace, allowing him to leave this summer, and Liverpool has emerged as the leading contender to secure his signature. Strengthening the defense has become a clear priority for Liverpool following last season's struggles in that area. While the team has been effective going forward, defensive instability has hampered their ability to compete consistently at the top. Signing Gahey, widely regarded as one of the Premier League's most reliable defenders, would be a direct solution to that problem. Gahey has become a key figure at Palace in recent seasons, wearing the captain's armband and bringing both leadership and Premier League experience. Though he has helped the club win domestic trophies such as the FA Cup and Community Shield, Gahey has publicly expressed a desire to compete for major honors, including the Premier League title and UEFA Champions League. He sees Liverpool as the ideal platform to take that next step in his career. The defender's contract situation could facilitate a deal. With only 1 year remaining on his current deal, Palace risks losing him for free next year. As a result, they are reportedly open to selling him for a reasonable fee, and Liverpool is eager to act quickly before the window closes. At Anfield, French center-back Ibrahima Konaté has faced criticism for inconsistent performances, potentially opening the door for Gahey to establish a new defensive partnership with captain Virgil van Dijk. The player is reportedly open to the move and views Liverpool as an exciting next step. Liverpool, for its part, sees the potential signing as a strategic move. If they can secure Gahey below market value, he could prove to be an elite, long-term asset with immediate impact. As the transfer window deadline approaches, all eyes are on whether the club can finalize the deal in time. If completed, the transfer could go down as one of the smartest moves of the summer. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time.